tumble river and clicking to cross that we got in and despite the bleak outlook of the news lately, every now and then there's a shining example of our fellow human beings acting heroically. What makes these moments of courage even more amazing is that some of them get caught on film. Today we'll be looking at 7 amazing rescues that were caught on camera. When 50-year-old Cape Town native Brett Archibald set sail on a surfing charter trip with his friends in April of 2017, he was fully expecting to get up close and personal with some choice waves in the Indian Ocean. What he didn't expect was just how familiar he would become. At 2 o'clock in the morning, Brett woke up from his sleep feeling sick to his stomach and leaned over the side of the boat to rid himself of the nausea. The sensation made him very dizzy, and he blacked out, tumbling headfirst into the water. By the time he regained consciousness, he realized he was treading water, the boat now 30 to 50 feet ahead of him. He describes how desperately he tried to get the attention of his friends and the crew. Quote, "I just watched the lights of the boat disappear. I screamed with everything I had in my lungs, but I realized very quickly that they were never going to hear me." Faced with the fact that the boat didn't seem to be turning around, Brett was able to steel his nerves and kicked into survival mode. In the book he would go on to write about the harrowing experience, Brett described how he designed a new kind of breaststroke to keep his head above water, and was woken from falling asleep by seagulls pecking at his face. Deprived of rest and water, he began to hallucinate, and he even encountered a reef shark, which he said in his crazed sense of mind, he believed he could grab onto the shark and have it tow him to land. Salvation came 28 hours after Brett's dive into the ocean, in the form of an Indonesian fishing boat. They had received the news of Brett's disappearance from a dispatch made by the Coast Guard. The crew and passengers aboard the Barrenjoey spotted Brett at 6:30 in the morning, and Brett's retrieval and first steps back onto dry land were filmed.
Here's a good photo.
You guys are going to be too dark to surf.
So where do you want to go surfing, Brett?
Surfing down in the middle sea.
Hello, guys.
You're a machine! You're a machine! Oh my God!
My friend coming up the stairs right this second.
Roger, mate. If you're alive or dead?
Alive.
Fantastic,
Lie down, grab a water and a blanket.
Guys, don't let him go.
The Yuba River in Sacramento Valley, California is a popular tourist destination for swimmers, inner tubers, and whitewater rafters alike. Typically, though, the swimmers and the rapids don't mix. This was the unfortunate and life-threatening case for a young man in June of 2017, when he was swept away while swimming alone at the Emerald Pools area of the park. 25-year-old Kalani Tuyano had tried to swim across the river, severely underestimating the potentially deadly power of the current. Clinging to a rock, just seconds away from being swept through the current to a 45-foot waterfall, Tuyano held his position despite injuries for 5 hours before California Highway Patrol emergency responders were able to rescue him. The rescue itself, captured on film by the CHP, showcases the responders' astonishing bravery. In the footage, firefighter David Fitcher can be seen dangling from a cable, suspended hundreds of feet above the dangerous rocks and rushing water.
Okay.
He's at the patient. Getting him in. Okay. Getting him in. Okay. He's in. That's in. Okay. Clear to lift. Okay. Coming up. Power's good. Bring him up.
We hear the calm and collected voice of the hoist operator as the man is swiftly secured to the rescue device and transported over water and terrain by pilot Monty Emery until he's placed expertly and safely on the ground. The swimmer was treated for all injuries and survived the harrowing ordeal relatively unscathed, thanks to the emergency responders. The 3 responders were awarded the Higgins and Langley Memorial Award for their heroic rescue in June of 2018. Body cams are relatively new tech issued to U.S. police officers, and the use of this tech can occasionally lead to controversy based on what it does and doesn't capture. However, in the case of Texas officer Sam Click, what is recorded just goes to show how courageous the men and women in blue can be. Responding to a house fire in Seagoville, Texas, Click was the first emergency responder on the scene.
Where are they at? They're inside? Yeah.
The resident of the duplex on Casa Grande Drive, Jeremy Gablanek, was terrified for the safety of his brother-in-law and the 5 young children sound asleep inside the burning home.
God, they're too hot. Where are they at?
Click knew there was not a moment to lose, quoted as saying, "Standing there and doing nothing is not an option." Body cam footage shows how he doesn't waste a second, running around the perimeter of the home and breaking the pane of glass in the door to gain entry.
Watch out! Hey, come on, man! The house is on fire! Get out!
Once inside the burning building, he and the neighbor cover each room, walking everyone outside and making sure to give guiding words to the 5 children that were rescued that night.
Oh, come on! Come on! Come on! It's okay!
Get on! Get up!
We got kids inside here! Come on, man! Come on! Come on! Come on! It's okay, come on.
Despite wearing no protective gear and having no prior training in fire rescues, Click managed to be the undisputed hero of the night. Click doesn't regard his actions too highly, saying, quote, "You would hope that anybody and everybody would do something." Thankfully, due to the officer's quick response, no one was injured that night. Investigations later concluded that a faulty dryer motor had caused the fire. Elephants are often regarded as some of the most intelligent and loving species of mammals. Like humans, they experience deep bonds with one another and express great amounts of motherly love. A mother elephant expressed just that in November of 2017 when her baby fell into a well as their herd was preparing to cross the Urulantali River in Kerala, India. The mother elephant and her herd did not abandon the baby, who was unable to get out due to the mud sliding down on top of him, but unfortunately, they had no way of rescuing him. Workers in the forest found the calf who had been trapped in the pit all night. They used an excavating machine to clear the mud from the sides of the hole so the baby could get out and return safely to its family. Footage shows onlookers cheering and anxiously anticipating the elephant's rescue. The baby can be heard trumpeting to his family, waiting in the river below. As the excavator pulls the last bit of mud blocking the elephant's escape, the crowd cheers as the elephant runs down the embankment to his family. Footage shows the mother elephant lifting her trunk as if to thank the hard-working rescuers, a tender moment shared across the animal-human barrier. Sometimes rescues are so miraculous, they flood the international media for days at a time. The rescue of a young Thai soccer team and their coach from a collapsed cave dominated international news for nearly 3 weeks, and for good reason. This rescue was a massive undertaking, involving numerous operatives and rescue professionals from all over the world. On June 23, 2018, 12 young boys on the Wild Boars soccer team entered the Thum Luang Caves on a field trip, only to be trapped in the caverns as water started flooding in. With no way out and limited food and water, it would take nothing less than a miracle to get them all out alive. This miracle would turn out to involve hundreds of people and several different cave diving experts from all over the world. After friends and family report the team missing, the first rescue team would enter the caves the next day, Sunday, June 24th, to find the boys' shoes, but would be pushed back up to the surface due to dangerous flood levels. The next day, the Thai Navy SEALs team is called in, but are once again unsuccessful due to rising water. Thai officials begin the process of pumping out the water and searching for other entrances to the caves over the next few days. By Saturday, June 30th, news of the boys had gained international attention, and over 1,000 military volunteers and rescue specialists from the US, UK, Australia, and China had joined the effort. After several days of heavy rain, the multinational rescue team finally locates the boys within the cave on Monday, July 2nd. 2 British divers found the soccer team trapped on a ledge, miraculously alive.
Yeah, best you can. How many of you? 13. Brilliant.
However, finding them was just one step in the rescue. Without diving equipment or training, it was going to take a very carefully calculated evacuation to get all the boys out safely. Over the next few days, the team is brought water, blankets, oxygen tanks, and food by divers. Tragically, one diver lost his life in the effort. Saman Gunan, a former Thai Navy SEAL participating in the rescue effort as a volunteer, is regrettably killed when he runs out of oxygen below the water in the cave systems. On Sunday, July 8th, the first of the evacuation missions takes place. In order to get the boys to the surface, rescuers give the boys full face masks, ill-fitting wetsuits, and sedated them with ketamine to keep them from panicking or injuring themselves on the journey to the surface. To achieve this, the rescue effort included Australian anesthesiologist Richard Harris, one of only 2 cave diving anesthetists on Earth. It takes 18 expert divers 11 hours to get 4 boys to the surface. The following day, it takes 9 hours to rescue 4 more boys. By Tuesday, July 10th, the final 4 boys and their coach were rescued. Despite being trapped for 9 days without contact from rescuers and a total of over 2 weeks by the time all the boys were rescued, all of the wild boars in the cave disaster survived after being treated at a Thai hospital. The hundreds of rescue professionals pushed through despite pouring rain and days without any sign of the boys. But they aren't the only heroes. The boys' coach, Ikapol E.K. Juntawong, was there through it all to keep the team calm and safe. He was also one of the last to be rescued, ensuring all of the boys made it to safety first. To keep the boys from panicking, he led them in prayer and meditation, explaining, quote, "I tried not to tell the boys that we got stuck in the cave. I only told them something positive. I told the boys we just had to wait for a bit longer. Then the water may go down and we could get out." Juntawong has since dedicated his life to Buddhism, becoming a full-time monk. All 12 boys have resumed their day-to-day lives with their families, trying to live like normal kids after their 17-day ordeal. Once again, a police officer in the right place at the right time saves the day and captures it on film. This unbelievable footage shows the rescue of a woman kidnapped by her ex-boyfriend. The video begins with a police cruiser dashcam as it pursues a white van down an empty street at night. Officers in Espanola, New Mexico, pull over the white van in January 2017 because it matched the description of a vehicle in a 911 call from Las Vegas, Nevada. The call alerted police that a woman had been kidnapped. A neighbor of the victim saw a tall man with blonde hair dragging a tied-up woman to a white van with Texas plates. As sirens and lights blaze in the night, officers use their PA system to instruct the driver to stick his hands out of the window. Shortly after the driver responds, officers discover a passenger in the car.
Get on the ground, passenger! All the way! Yeah, I got passenger.
Screaming can be heard from the van, and officers approach to see the victim, Jane Priebe, chained to the wheel well, her hands cuffed and a chain locked around her neck.
We're gonna get you out of here.
Do you need me to say anything about what happened or anything?
Don't worry about it.
Just hold on for now, okay?
Just hold on,
We're
okay?
gonna get some pictures and we're gonna get you out, okay?
Sarge, I'm gonna take...
Police work to get her out of the van and remove the chain and handcuffs as she describes the horrific events of her capture. She describes how Morgan and Brown invaded her apartment and her attempts to fight them off as they tied her up. Morgan allegedly overpowered and choked Priebe until she fell unconscious at least 6 times. The investigation would go on to uncover that the plot to kidnap Priebe had gone on for several months. The goal of her capture allegedly was to have her chained up in a cave and for Morgan to brainwash her into marrying him. Morgan had dated Priebe in college, but the relationship was rocky and violent, and they had long since parted ways. Brown was involved in the plot as well, helping Morgan to stalk Priebe on social media, and even disguised herself as a churchgoer collecting donations door to door in order to locate Priebe's apartment. As if these actions alone weren't unsettling enough, Morgan's behavior in custody is equally bizarre, as he starts singing the gospel song Amazing Grace in the back of the police vehicle where he was detained. Morgan even asks if he can have the Bible and hymn book from his van. Brown's behavior was also strange, joking that she needed to remember her shoes the next time she's arrested. Both Brown and Morgan were charged with federal kidnapping and aiding and abetting, both of which carry maximum life sentences. In November of 2017, a Vietnamese man named Minh Ly spotted a puppy drowning in shallow water.
Sóc rồi.
Working quickly to save him, the fisherman rubs the puppy to keep him warm, at one point shaking off his gloves for more freedom of movement. A woman standing nearby offers encouragement as Min uses a paper tissue to dry off the puppy's nose and mouth.
Nhỏ yếu không dám đè mạnh sao nó gãy xương sườn.
Finally, the puppy utters a tiny yawn, giving the rescuer hope that he will make it. Needing to act more aggressively, Min lifts the puppy by his hind legs to try and remove the water from his lungs.
Tập lại.
A shirt is added to the inventory of rescue supplies, and with every minute, the puppy grows more vocal. When these methods don't seem to be working fast enough, a quick solution is made, turning a water bottle into a makeshift CPR mask. And eventually, after nearly 7 minutes of patient care, the puppy is revived.
Vâng. Để đó. Nhắm mắt để em đè chứ. Rồi thả lỏng vậy hết rồi. Rồi, như vậy.
Snuggled up in a t-shirt, the puppy looks very happy to be alive. Although multiple people were there to witness the rescue, the puppy's recovery wouldn't have been possible without the extreme determination and enormous kindness of the man who resuscitated him. Which of these rescue stories was your favorite? Is there another famous rescue caught on camera that you want us to talk about? Leave your comment below and let us know. Thanks for watching.